This is an interesting stat I looked up. Close to, if not over, 200 million Americans do not own a passport. The specific number on Americans who do own a passport at any age is around 170 million. And the stat was 40 to 50% of Americans own a passport. There is around 390 to 400 million U.S. citizens, plus or minus. So that's a wide spread of people who don't have the validity of both exiting and entering the country at any point of time. I also looked up kind of why that is, right? What are the secondary stats around that, and of course they go to education, they go to age, and they go to income. So with income, passport ownership usually comes with household income of 100,000 annually, which is interesting. The second thing is age. Younger adults, kind of that, from, late teens to mid 30s, will own a passport over the older generation, an older age group. And then education, people with higher levels of education, college, i.e. bachelor's and up, tend to have a passport than people who don't have that college degree. So it's interesting. So it would sound like passport, right? Having a passport, or really traveling. Let me take a step back. That would make it sound like traveling is a luxury thing, which is not. It's not. Traveling is not a luxurious thing. But by the stats, right, only certain people can travel. Now, there is a certain cadence and certain flow. I think there's certain time management, there's certain money management to have with traveling. So that could put people in a certain group. But an American citizen has the ease and availability to obtain a passport at any income level and at any education level. You can get his passport as young as 1 or 2 years old, right? So at any age, So it's kind of two things to my point. Stats and the norm doesn't matter. The average doesn't matter. What tends to be, it doesn't matter. If you want something, you get something, especially when it's all about money and scheduling, right? You go to your local clerk of court, fill out an application, you have the funds to procure it, and then you kind of just sit on and wait, and you get a passport, right? But the second thing to that is, many people are unequipping themselves to broadening their horizons, literally, mentally, physically, like all that, right? Right? Being in one place for so long, you become biased. Being in one place for so long, you assume there's security, right? Being in one place for so long, you assume this is the best thing, right? False senses of life, false sense of hope, right? For a lot of people. you know. So traveling becomes secondary, or it doesn't have the same value that maybe it used to, right? You know, before staying on a job, you know, before just different economical advances that happen, you know, when traveling cross territories, cross countries was how governments, economies were built, off of travel. What's interesting is in 1990, only 5 to 6% of Americans had passports. So there was a boom in at least acquiring a passport. And I guess we would say traveling. And I think social media helped that, of course. I think social media was the key identifier. You know, if you were not in the military, you didn't really travel. So no need for really a passport, right? But people are cruising more. People are taking planes more. People are driving across borders more for cost of living and for just exploration. So I just want to share that, man. You know, half or about over half the American inhabitants don't have passports. So now you know why. So if you don't have a passport, go get one, man. Go get one and start traveling. Check out something.